Mickey and Mike D, and y'all tuned in to Real Tune TV, man. Like my boy say, it's some real money in the room, but it's some real history in the room too. Real Tune TV, check us out.
Hey, Real Tune, there's some real money in the room.
All right, well, for the people who don't know, let them know who we got in front of the camera.
Right now, you got Mickey and Mike D, Boss Hog Corleone, SUC, original SUC. Screwed up click. No, I'm talking about day one.
Day one, screwed up click.
Super day one.
Man, OG, it's there's so much that we could talk about. There's so many points that we could start at, but let me just first say how much of an honor and a privilege it is to be in front of a day one SUC member. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, man.
The original fabric of Houston hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The sound of Texas.
I appreciate that, brother.
Influenced many. And you know, the list is long, from Texas, Sauce Walker to New York, ASAP Rocky. You know what I'm saying?
All the way down to Australia. Shit.
Nelly done came down here too and got it in, you know what I'm saying? At the heat of all of that is derivatives.
Oh, you saying when that moment was in, those people that paid homage when it was going down. Okay,
Yeah.
For sure. So I was appreciated for the ones that was down with the Swisha House, because that was like us too. Do they know? Like that was a direct reflection of what we was doing. Yeah. I was one of the ones that helped him make that decision to go to Swisha House.
Yeah.
He didn't go to Swisha House. He just went where they celebrated him at. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy when a motherfucker celebrate you, has an opportunity to help you. Why
what you mean?
Take
you gotta
that
break that down.
Like, okay, T. Favis, Slim Thug, Mike Jones, Pow Wow, you talk to them, you're gonna have a Houston as their favorite rapper. And being from the north side, having most of them niggas gonna tell you Zero, Lil KeKe, Mike D, Big Pokey, they're gonna be in their top 5. So them niggas sound like they top 5. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was mad when they came out, like, oh, they biting off. No, a fan can't bite off you because he imitates art. You know what I'm saying? So a motherfucker that can tell you, hey man, you my favorite rapper, but got a deal like Pow Wow. Because I'm talking about Pow Wow. He the reason he went over there. Man, you know you my favorite rapper. Even today he says it on record. You know, so at the heat of, let me see you grill, the Nelly shit you talking about coming down here. The reason why KeKe was a part of all that and going into it is because Pow Wow was his motherfucking favorite artist. So he was able to help get him into a situation to get him heard again by the masses. Man, come on over here with us and enjoy it. Because not only are we imitating the art, and you my favorite artist, and we, man, let us show homage to you in the most honorable way by bringing you along what we got going on, because it would only be an honor to have the original day one sign off on what we doing. Ain't too many niggas gonna do that. Ain't too many, most niggas gonna be like, I don't care how much I sound like you. Man, fuck you. Yeah, I'm a fan of your shit, but I ain't gonna help you. That man was on the run. That man was dealing with legal shit. Man, them people had the world in their hand and put him on that stage. What we got to talk about? Now when you get your light, you take off and do your own thing.
Hey, that's crazy to think they did have the world looking at them at one point. Still Tipping was fresh.
They didn't wait till they calmed down and the shows wasn't making no money and the TRL and the BET wasn't happening. Nah, he took him with him.
Right.
Poking too. Super shout out Pow Wow, my guy, man.
What you think about, just because we on the subject of Swisha House, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people compare Michael Watts to Screw. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, don't do that.
I'm not doing it. I didn't do it. You know,
Watts my nigga.
If I were to compare Watts to anybody, I would compare him to, and this is no disrespect, DJ D Real, you know what I'm saying, out of Dallas on something. You know what I'm saying? That's more of his generation. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ranking them, but you know, I ain't gonna let you throw that on on me. You know what I'm saying? You
And
tried.
are we talking about like
Because-
music wise? Because I would have to say I ain't never really heard a Swisha House tape, to be honest with you. Are we just talking about legend wise, status wise? Like, because the only thing I can speak on is the person, because you know, I know him. Mm-hmm. So I know Watts.
Right.
I was there when him and Roe made the initial at the Source, when we shot the Source in front of Lil J ranch. Not in front of his ranch, but on a part of his ranch. Them get together. Because remember Roe said, man, watch it, we gonna ride on that motherfucker till he apologize for what he said about Screw. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they first time, they had never met each other. Roe just was taking off back then, you know what I mean? It's Roe Pop. He felt like he had to ride for Screw. You know what I'm saying? That's his boy. He gonna ride today, man. All you gotta do is halfway talk down on Screw, man. Roe coming, man. That's his boy. And they was like that, man. Every motherfucker don't know Screw love that nigga Roe. Him and Grace. Shh.
Mac
man,
Grace.
Hey man, Mac Grace and Zero is Screw and Shorty Mac. Them like the Screw favorite people in the world. But everybody you know, meet that know Screw, one thing you gonna hear them all say, man, Screw is like my best friend. What kind of nigga every nigga that he meet feel like that? Nobody got nothing bad to say about the nigga. But when it come to Roe, Grace, and Shorty Mac, man, them was his, man, boy, he laid his life down for any of them niggas. That's why Roe act like that.
Yeah.
So when him
and Roe was young.
Yes. Roe used to be the nigga sleeping in the front of the real house. See, can't go back to the real house. Nigga can't go back to the house what started it all. Not the house before the greenhouse. We talking about when it happened, that gate, that wood room, where the magic happened at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Roe used to be that young sleep in the front room waiting on his time. I'm pulling up with cases of syrup, you know, Roe young at that time, but Screw kept him close because he say, man, don't get intimidated. Nobody really said we didn't like Roe rapping because he rapped too fast. He just felt that way because he was different. You know what I'm saying? Right. And Screw told him one time, rap how you rap. Because you gonna stay in your own lane and motherfuckers gonna come to you. You don't have to rap like they rap. That's why I fuck with you. Them niggas just my partner coming through making tapes.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm fucking with you on the artistry wise. Like if he had a label that everybody wish he had, Roe would have been on that label as his Tupac. Grace would have been on that label as his Tupac. LD, let's not forget LD. We gotta add LD to that list of Screw favorites. But yeah, that's why he ride on him like that. And so finally, when they got a chance to talk, Watts and Roe, they got a chance to meet each other. So he got a chance to say whatever Roe thought was a misunderstanding. Like, you know what I mean? Because what happens, it happens, and then everybody get in the middle. I don't know you. I'm just going on what the nigga said that you said.
Right.
And it's on record, you don't like me, and you don't even know me, so everything about you. They just had never met each other. When they met each other and Watts was able to say whatever it was, how he meant whatever he said, and Roe was able to say why he rode on him for whatever that was, man, they was cool ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like, Watts good people, man. He good people. He do have a heart like Screw. The more I get to know him, he does like, as far as like how they would have been and how Screw would have, they like, you could tell Screw one of his like OGs, like who he look up to.
Right. And he acknowledges that periodically.
If you're from Houston, you gotta feel like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're a DJ, imagine being a DJ from Houston, man. Whether you know us or not, you trying to match the biggest thing that ever hit the city in that art form, which is DJ Screw. The man created his own genre of music. Who the has came in the game and created their own genre? Country, rock and roll, classical, screwed and chopped. So yeah, you got to feel that way about Ruda, and it's crazy even acknowledging him that way because
gospel screwed
knowing him, and knowing we never thought it'd come to this. But the nigga's so smooth and suave about it, you could tell if it was to happen, it would happen to a nigga like him. He didn't care about none of this. Why Screw ain't have a record company? Niggas all he want to do is get on them things and chop that up and make everybody head bob, man. telling you, man, like, this is crazy, man. That nigga would have been doing stadiums like DJ Khaled, like, he didn't want to be no executive and signing rappers and he and niggas and complain. And these my partners, I can't sign y'all, man. He already got more money than me. These are niggas who help take care of these stick ones, buy Screw Jordans, and you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Everybody come over there, Screw can't want for nothing. But I found out how rich he was one day. Screw drove he didn't drive. He had a Cutlass Supreme, the photo on maroon motherfucker, that somebody would come over and drive him to go get the tapes for him to record everybody. Was that Sam's warehouse? Yeah, he was to drive him up there or ride with him up there. Sam, that's his favorite place to go. He can get all the tapes. So getting these tapes, which is $20 a piece at the time. Now, no $10 tapes, 25. Really, people getting 50, 100, whatever. They just screw, oh my God, I give you whatever. So we in the back by the pool room. He tell me in the daytime, he tell me help him take the boxes out to the back. So I'm like, why you don't put them to the front for the trash people? He said, oh no, come in. Screw had a room hooked up to the garage, just as big as the garage, that he would have to put the, like what they come in, the crate part, the cardboard part, so the FBI couldn't count his money, or nobody could count his money. Man, the motherfucking room had tapes empty. I've been about money since I was 13, 12, 11. I know when a nigga on their bread, bro. This man just don't wear clothes, buy cars, give a about none of that shit, man. The man had to have every bit of 800 boxes empty, 1,000 boxes in this. So you count it, 100 on each crate, $20 or better a piece. And he don't give away nothing. See, everybody seeing the crowds knocking on the door, but they ain't realize he was getting 10 tapes at a time, 20 tapes at a time. Everything he got when he closed
this
that
back
gate,
in the cassette era.
with no tax, no nothing. This is why the laws ran in his house, man.
Right. A lot of people, you know, OG, you going there, and I don't think people really, because this is a whole nother era, you know. You got kids who grew up
who don't
on
understand
CDs,
the type of money. And so you're looking at the physical. We didn't have
there wasn't streaming back then.
no streaming. You don't just push that on your phone. You
Right.
go to the record store, you buy a CD. So just imagine a nigga bootlegging his own and not having to pay taxes. Screw, just imagine being Screw, pressing up 1,000 tapes and selling them out your house instead of a store and paying taxes and doing all this and doing all that.
And people coming.
All I do is pay rent.
Right.
So imagine y'all seeing the hype. Imagine me seeing all these boxes back here, who good with a calculator in my head. 100 in each of the great things. 800 to 1,000, maybe 2,000 empty. So we looking at 20 times 100. Come on, talk to me. What's that, about 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever he made off that one thing, times 1,000. Every week in, week out, we had to crush it down and take it to the dump so nobody could count the money. They still finding Screw money.
So how was it when the FBI came?
They thought it was drugs. They thought he was slanging the money. They thought he was selling that dope and bootlegging. They didn't really care about the bootlegging. They
Right.
just
How did they
because
even,
you got to think all the in the streets where is this screwed up clique y'all thinking? We was some street niggas, man. That came over our partner house because flowing was in style. Like that chump box I got over there. If that was called a throwdown back then. That chump box is resembling the throwdown. We would play a tape, an instrumental on the block while you selling dope and start flowing. It's that boy Mike D, and you know I'm at the 3. Yeah, what y'all wanna do, nigga? While we playing instrumentals. You feel what I'm saying? Then niggas start getting screw tapes. The screw was so serious with us because it was just a hood thing, each hood nigga. So the police seeing these real hood niggas pulling up in their slabs, they have investigations on these guys. Why y'all all go here? From every neighborhood, top of the south side to the bottom of the south side, southwest, southeast, every corner of the globe, go to this one house on Reveille. It's more than them tapes he's selling out of there. He must be the brick man for real. It's too much traffic. The man had to have a time to open the gate and a time to close. 8 o'clock, and it never stopped. He just kept it cracked until he ran out of tapes. And then we go to Sam's tomorrow and buy some more. You know what I'm saying? Genius, genius, genius. Way before the shop.
Hey, real tone, there's some real money in the room.